You stand up, take one step toward the door, and your parrot changes instantly. The body rises taller. The eyes lock onto you. A sharp call cuts through the room before your hand even reaches the handle. Then you disappear from view, and the call becomes louder. To you, it may sound like protest, but your bird may be trying to confirm something more basic than whether you will come back soon. Most people assume a parrot screams when its owner leaves because it is spoiled, demanding, or angry about being left behind. Sometimes attention and habit do strengthen the behavior. But the scream often begins with a deeply social question. Where did you go? And are you still close enough to answer? Parrots are flock animals. In a flock, individuals do not simply vanish without creating a change. Birds monitor one another through movement, sight, and sound. When a flock member moves out of view, a contact call can help maintain connection across distance. Inside your home, you may become part of that social system. Your voice, footsteps, routine, and location are not background details to your parrot. They are information. When you leave the room, the pattern changes abruptly. Your parrot may not understand that you are going to the kitchen, answering the door, or leaving for work. It only knows that you were visible a moment ago, and now you are not. The scream may be an attempt to close that gap. The first thing your bird may be trying to confirm is your location. A loud call travels farther than a soft chirp. If you answer from another room, your parrot hears that you still exist somewhere beyond the doorway. This is why some birds stop calling after you reply. They were not necessarily demanding that you return immediately. They may have needed a signal that contact had not been completely lost. But if you always rush back the moment the scream begins, the meaning can change. Your parrot learns that one sound does more than confirm your location. It brings you physically back into the room. That does not mean the original need was fake. Social uncertainty and learned reinforcement can exist together. Your bird may begin with a genuine contact call, then discover that greater volume produces a stronger response. The second thing your parrot may be trying to confirm is whether the familiar routine is still intact. Birds become highly sensitive to sequences. You pick up your keys, you put on certain shoes, you turn off a light, you approach the same door. Long before you leave, your parrot may recognize the pattern. The screaming can begin during the preparation because the bird has learned what those small signals usually predict. Your parrot is not imagining the future the way you do, but it can associate one event with another. Keys may predict absence. A coat may predict a closed door. A bag placed near your shoulder may signal that the household is about to change. This is why the call can sound urgent, even while you are still present. Your bird may be reacting not only to what is happening now, but to what has repeatedly happened next. The third thing your parrot may be trying to confirm is whether you will respond. In social communication, a call without an answer can create uncertainty. Your bird calls once, pauses, and listens. That pause matters. It may be waiting for your voice, footsteps, or another familiar sound. If nothing comes back, the next call may become louder, longer, or more frequent. Watch the sequence carefully. Does your parrot call once when you leave and relax when you answer? Does it continue until you return? Does it become frantic even when it can still hear you? These differences can reveal whether the behavior is simple contact calling or something more intense. The body can tell you as much as the scream. A bird making a normal contact call may remain balanced on the perch, alert but not panicked. The feathers may stay smooth. The bird may listen after each call. A distressed bird may pace rapidly, cling to the cage bars, flap without direction, breathe faster, or appear unable to settle. The sound is only one part of the emotional picture. The fourth thing your parrot may be trying to confirm is whether it is safe without you. Your presence may have become part of how the bird evaluates the room. When you are nearby and calm, familiar sounds feel ordinary. When you disappear, the same environment can feel less predictable. A household noise, passing shadow, or unfamiliar voice may seem more important because the person your bird usually watches is no longer visible. Some parrots call more when left alone in a quiet room. Others become louder when they can hear activity elsewhere but cannot join it. In both cases, the bird may be trying to reconnect with the social center of the home. The fifth thing your parrot may be trying to confirm is whether separation is temporary. Birds learn from repeated endings. You leave, time passes, and eventually you return. Over many repetitions, the routine can become more predictable. But if your schedule changes constantly, your parrot has fewer reliable clues. A departure lasting 5 minutes can begin exactly like one lasting several hours. From the bird's perspective, the opening of the separation may look the same. Predictability can reduce uncertainty. A calm phrase before leaving, a consistent routine, and a simple response pattern can help your parrot understand what happens around departures. This does not mean giving a long emotional goodbye. Dramatic exits can increase attention around the moment and make the transition feel more intense. A brief, calm routine is usually easier for the bird to process. You can also teach a softer contact call. When your parrot uses a quieter whistle or word, answer that sound. When possible, give attention during calm behavior rather than waiting for the loudest scream. Over time, your bird can learn that connection does not require panic. A moderate call receives a response. Calm, waiting is safe. Your disappearance from sight does not mean the social bond has vanished. Practice very short separations. Step away for a few seconds. Return before the bird becomes distressed, and keep your movements ordinary. Gradually, the distance and duration can become less emotionally charged. Independent activity also matters. Foraging materials, safe toys, destructible objects, and familiar routines give your parrot something to do besides monitor the doorway. These activities do not replace companionship. They help prevent your absence from becoming the only important event in the environment. It is also important to distinguish normal calling from a deeper separation problem. Brief calls when you leave can be part of ordinary social behavior. Persistent panic, self-injury, feather damage, refusal to eat alone, or prolonged frantic movement deserves closer attention. Sudden changes matter too. If a bird that was previously calm begins screaming intensely whenever you leave, consider what else has changed. The schedule may be different. A person or animal may be missing. The room may contain a new source of fear. Medical discomfort can also change behavior. A bird that feels vulnerable may become more dependent on familiar contact. When screaming appears suddenly alongside changes in appetite, droppings, posture, activity, or breathing, an avian veterinarian should evaluate the bird. The goal is not to ignore every scream. It is to understand what the sound is asking before deciding how to respond. Sometimes the answer is simply your voice from the next room. Sometimes the bird needs a more predictable routine. Sometimes it has learned that volume brings you running. And sometimes the intensity reveals distress that should not be dismissed. The next time your parrot screams as you walk away, pause and listen to the pattern. Is there one call followed by silence? Is the bird waiting for your answer? Does the body remain calm, or does tension continue to rise? You may discover that the scream is not saying, "Never leave me." It may be asking, "Where are you? Can you still hear me? Is everything the same? Or will this separation end the way it did before?" Your parrot does not know your schedule, your destination, or the reason the door closed. It knows only that a familiar social presence has moved beyond sight. And when it calls into the empty space you left behind, It may be trying to rebuild the connection with the strongest tool it has, a voice designed to travel farther than the eye can see. Tell me in the comments, what happens after you answer your parrot from another room? Does it become quiet, call again, or wait until you return? That small reaction may reveal what your bird was truly trying to confirm.